Welcome to the Success Mindset Podcast, where we empower you to unlock your full potential and achieve greatness. Join us as we explore the transformative power of your mindset and uncover the strategies that will help you conquer your goals and create the life that you've always dreamed of. So buckle up, get inspired, and let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to the Success Mindset Podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is all about building strategic resilience, how to not just survive uncertainty, but thrive through it. We're going to break down what that looks like when you're leading a business, managing a team, or simply trying to stay steady when the ground keeps shifting. If you've ever felt like you're reacting more than you're leading, this episode is for you. Uncertainty exposes the gaps in our mindset. And right now, more than ever, the leaders who are the ones that rise, who can think clearly, act intentionally, and adapt quickly. But that kind of calm and clarity, it doesn't just happen, it's built. Let's talk about how to build it together. Strategic resilience, it's not just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. It's the deliberate decision to grow stronger because of the pressure, not in spite of it. So picture this. Two leaders, they face the same disruption. One panics and freezes and waits for things to get better. The other recalibrates and reassesses the playing field and activates their team with a renewed sense of purpose. That second leader, that's strategic resilience in action. This mindset creates a ripple effect, boosting team morale, reducing burnout, and creating confidence in decision-making, even when the next step is unclear. Dr. Carol Dweck, known for her work on growth mindset, explains that resilient individuals see setbacks as a necessary part of development. They ask, what can I learn from this, instead of, why is this happening to me? And Simon Sinek also reminds us in his book, The Infinite Game, that resilient leaders, they think long-term. They're not just shaken by short-term chaos because their vision isn't tied to a specific outcome. It's tied to progress and purpose. And when you combine Dweck's perspective with Simon Sinek's, you get a leader who can stay steady under pressure, not because they're fearless, but because they're focused. Let's look at Ed Bastian, the CEO of Delta Airlines. When the pandemic hit and the airline industry came to a halt, Bastian made swift decisions to preserve cash and maintain trust with employees and keep the long-term vision front and center. He prioritized safety, customer transparency, and he avoided layoffs despite enormous financial pressure. His approach demonstrated that resilience isn't just about waiting for a return to normal, it's about leading together to build a better future. Under his leadership, Delta recovered faster than many competitors and rebuilt with stronger loyalty and operational clarity. And then there's Jacinda Ardern. She's the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, who led with empathy and clarity during times of national crisis. Her calm presence and transparent communication built intense trust. So both leaders, they show us that resilience isn't passive, it's rooted in clarity and decisiveness and empathy. A mid-sized logistics company faced major supply chain issues during a global crisis. Orders were delayed, customers were frustrated, and morale was sinking. The CEO gathered their leadership team not to talk about blame, but to brainstorm bold new strategies. They realigned priorities, they streamlined operations, and they increased communication across departments. They didn't just recover, they redefined their business model. By the end of the year, not only had they retained their clients, but they'd expanded into 2 new regions. Strategic resilience turned crisis into opportunity. There's a story about a leader who walked into a discouraged sales team meeting after a quarter of missed targets. Instead of cracking down, he gathered everyone in a circle and shared what he was learning. And then he asked each team member what opportunity they saw in the situation. At first, it was quiet, but then the ideas started flowing. They weren't just solving problems, they were owning them. That conversation marked a turning point. Morale lifted, and within months, they were outperforming expectations. So resilience became part of their culture because the leader modeled it and vulnerability in action. He didn't just demand results, he inspired them. Let's talk about some take-home tricks. Lead your next team meeting by asking one bold question. What's one thing that we can do differently right now to thrive? And end each day by writing down 3 things that went well, no matter how small. And when facing a challenge, swap the word problem with possibility and journal what becomes available from that view. And then read or watch 15 minutes of content around crisis leadership or adaptability. And finally, choose one area where your team feels stuck and experiment with a new approach. Share what you learn with them. Resilience isn't something that you wait for, it's something that you build. Today we explored how leaders who thrive in uncertainty create space for reflection and take strategic risks and lead with heart and vision. Every example, every story shared today proves this. Resilience is your choice, it's not your circumstance. If you want to dig deeper, check out The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek or Mindset by Carol Dweck. These are two books every leader should revisit regularly. You can also find blogs and articles and two transformational courses over at thecoachingforme.com. The Success Mindset course, which is foundational for building a strong mindset, and Geared for Success, which takes your personal development to the next level. Next week's episode is one that I'm truly excited about. Small wins, big impact, celebrating progress. We're going to talk about how to build lasting success by recognizing and stacking your progress one win at a time. I know what it's like to be in the middle of uncertainty, wondering if you're doing enough, wondering if your leadership is making the impact that you hope it is. But here's what I want to tell you. Resilience is not something that you're born with. It's something that you build every single day, that you choose to keep showing up, to keep believing, and to keep leading, even when it's hard. There's strength in your struggle. There's clarity on the other side of chaos. And there is a version of you more focused, more confident, and more capable being formed in every single challenge that you face. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Step forward with what you have. Let your team see your resolve. Let your actions write the story of the leader who didn't just endure, who rose and led and inspired. You've got what it takes. Let today be the proof. Until next time, keep leading with vision, with strength, and with a mindset that refuses to quit. Keep the fire burning. Thank you for joining us on another enlightening episode of the Success Mindset Podcast. Remember, you have the power to shape your destiny and create the life that you desire. If you're ready to take action, subscribe to the podcast and never miss an episode. Share it with your friends and your family and help us build a community of like-minded individuals striving for success. Until next time, stay motivated, keep learning, and let's continue to achieve greatness together.